Every now and again, a piece of media comes along so stunning, so revolutionary, so genre-defining that the world stops and all of the focus is laid upon it like a toddler who just took its first step or finally said dada. Final Fantasy All the Bravest is by far the best Final Fantasy. It has everything that you could ever love in a Final Fantasy. All the classes, all the locations, all the characters, all the deep strategy, all the microtransactions, all the waiting, all the regret. And all of this is packaged so tightly, it's like its own little Final Fantasy California roll. Final Fantasy All the Bravest begins as all great games do, with a tutorial battle showing you how to spend money so that you can actually play the game. Combat in Final Fantasy All the Bravest has extraordinarily deep level of strategy that would make for an amazing series on Netflix. Each of your characters have an ATB meter. Oh, snaps. All the Bravest, ATB. When the action time battle meter fills up, you touch your party members and they attack. Now you need to be on the lookout because occasionally a fever button will appear, allowing you to not have to wait for the ATB meters to fill up. And this fever will last for 15 seconds. It is at this point that you feverishly move your hand across the screen like you just learned about masturbation and have exactly 15 seconds to get the job done before you have to pick up your order in the Taco Bell drive-thru window. As you level up, you gain new classes with different attacks, whose strength is determined by how many pieces of equipment you have found for them throughout all of the levels, which, like all great RPGs, requires doing the same stage over and over again until you get the item to minimally increase your battle prowess. Don't worry though, this game has a built-in mechanic to make sure that you don't get too far in and forget to savor each and every level multiple times. Your party members are so badass that they have no defense. They're all offense, baby. So it doesn't matter what skill that they get hit with, they will die in one hit. Final Fantasy and all the YOLO. Also, because of the sheer trailblazing way of padding out the runtime, your characters will revive by themselves. One party member will revive every 3 minutes. Not simultaneously, of course, as that would result in moving on too quickly. So that means that when all 15 of your party members die, you get to wait 45 minutes before you can be at full strength again, which means that you get to attempt the bosses that many more times before you can complete them. If that isn't forward thinking, I don't know what is. But even better than this are all of the ways that I can spend my hard-earned Patreon money on it. Not only can I buy gold hourglasses, which remove the revive timer for all of the characters at once, I can go in and for $1 a piece, I can get a random character from a random Final Fantasy game. This is such a great system. I love that I don't get to choose which character I get and that it's left to chance, because why would I want a sure chance to get somebody like Cloud or Terra when I can roll them bones, baby, and get awesome characters like the Imp or Pig? Or I could be even more alpha and pay $35 to get all 35 characters at once. Now, if that wasn't a great way to spend money, I also have the option to pay $4 per world and get extra levels so that I can visit even more Final Fantasy games like Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy X, and Final Fantasy XIII. Because although the entire game revolves around visiting each and every Final Fantasy mainline game, Square was smart and they added some extra ones that aren't anybody's favorites so that you can purchase them. I really like that they added Final Fantasy XIII here, since it was the most recent one to come out before this game, so it was very likely that people would buy it. And so, damn Square, you guys are just so damn smart. Just take my money. Luckily though, I happen to have an iOS device, so not only do I have the option to pay for these microtransactions in the game, but the game itself costs me money. Whew. Thank God, I almost dodged a bullet there, but luckily I was able to dodge into it before it could miss me with that shiz. Final Fantasy All the Bravest was able to attain equally epic reviews to complement the epic experience that I have been able to enjoy for almost 10 years now. With IGN giving it 2.5 over 10. That's like a 12.5 for awesomeness. Metacritic with a 25 over 100. That's 125. That is 25 over what 100 is. That's more than the amount of potions that you can usually carry in a Final Fantasy game. The only thing that doesn't make sense to me is that with how amazing and defining this game is, so few people I know have gone out of their way to play it. Do you guys not have phones? Once again, I'd like to thank my Patreon supporters for contributing to help keep this channel and my overall content creation going. You guys are all amazing, and I will never be able to thank you enough. If you're interested in supporting the cause, check out my Patreon. Link will be in the description below. Also, catch me live on Twitch and YouTube. If you liked this video, be sure to check out some of my other more serious Final Fantasy reviews and other content on the channel. And if it wasn't clear, this was for April Fools. For the love of Christ, do not buy this damn game. I swear to God, I did it. Do not make the same mistakes I did. But as always, my fellow warriors of light, praise be to Yevon.